Guys, Summer League Game 1 is in the books. The Bulls did lose to the Pelicans, but there was a lot to be excited about and some things to be concerned about. I'm going to share my thoughts from the game with you guys because I'm Ross, and this is our Tourist Fan Club, and you know the drill, baby. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet. Got tons of great content coming down the pipeline. We've got the Super Fan Club. If you want to join the Super Fan Club, you get early access to videos, exclusive videos, emojis, badges. I respond to your comments first. I post up polls and different kinds of posts just for the Super Fan Club members. And once again, the support that you guys give me through the Super Fan Club goes directly back into the videos that I make. So if you like what I do, that is one of the best ways to directly support me. Or you could go to our touristfanclub.com/shop and grab yourself a shirt, a mug, a tumbler. There's all kinds of cool stuff on there. So if you guys like what I do, that's the best way to support me. That money goes directly to me. If you don't like what I do, thank you for watching anyway. Hate watching is a thing. That's fine too. I'll take your view. It's totally cool. And if you guys did watch the Summer League game today, you probably saw Patrick Williams. You probably saw a lot of Patrick Williams because Patrick Williams was all over the court, and he is who we're going to start with today. I got my notes up here. I took notes while I was watching the game and trying to work at the same time. That was hectic, but I did my best. I think I had a good day. We'll see. Let me know if you like this video. But so Patrick Williams, back on topic. He had a very strong first half to the game. In fact, a lot of the players that I'm going to talk positively about had very strong first halves, and then a lot of them had really weak second halves. And we'll get into why I think that is in a minute. But first off, Patrick Williams just showing us the things that we have been clamoring for from him, showing us some aggression, some confidence, finding his shot, finding his game. That little floater, that mid-range floater was money for him in the first half. He hit a deep three, just a pull-up deep three in the face of a defender. That play was interesting too because it looked like he was settling. Like it looked like he wanted to drive and kind of got stopped and stonewalled and settled for the shot. And then he made it. Like at first I was like, don't take that shot. And then he made it. And I was like, all right, well, if you're adding that to your game, maybe take that shot. So Patrick Williams looked really, really good in the first half. He grabbed 12 rebounds when it was all said and done. He had 15 points. He was only 6 for 20. And like I said, the first half for him was really strong. And then the second half, he kind of disappeared. I'll get into why I think that is in a minute, but it's Summer League. And this is probably something I should have said at the jump. It's Summer League. These games obviously do not matter in the long run. What we're looking for are tendencies. We're looking for small takeaways from these games. We're not trying to make grand proclamations about players' careers negatively or positively. We're looking to see how guys fit into the flow of a game. Because that's what these are. These are scrimmages. They're not highly coached, which I keep saying we're going to get into the coaching. But these aren't these aren't regular season games. These aren't even preseason games. Most of the guys playing in these games won't be starters at the NBA level. Some of them won't ever even see the NBA. So just perspective to keep in mind that these games are very free flowing. There's not a lot of structure to them. It's just kind of go out there and let's see what you got. And Patrick Williams, it's very promising to see him playing with confidence, finding his shot, driving the lane, not settling, not passing out. That's what we want to see. Those are the takeaways that I'm talking about. Like, even if he misses, 14 shots or whatever it ended up being, the fact that he's taking those shots is a good thing to me. That's the takeaway. It's not that he missed so many, it's that he's taking those shots. So those are the kind of takeaways we're looking for in Summer League. The conversation on Twitter a couple weeks ago was like basketball player versus hooper. Well, hoopers can separate themselves in Summer League because it's not basketball as you know it in the NBA. It's very free flowing. It's kind of similar to high school ball in a lot of ways, where it's just kind of like the best players are just kind of doing their thing, and then the guys who aren't very good are facilitating or trying to help out in ways they can. But I digress. Patrick Williams, really good first half. Marko Simonovic. Yeah, it's Marko Simonovic hours. You guys know the guy. The guy I've been talking about for what, months now? A year? Yeah, Marko Simonovic. Marko Simonovic is the real deal. Now, I know I just said a minute ago not to put too much stock into Summer League. I'm not going to. I am feeling very positive about Marko Simonovic, though. I really liked how he looked. Once again, these are the small takeaways we're looking for in Summer League. He looked aggressive. He looked confident. He was playing inside. Okay? He wasn't settling at the three-point line. Okay? He attacks the rim. He tried to get a couple posters. He got posterized himself on the other end. But do you see it? Not just for a couple plays. I'm talking about every minute he was on the court. He was being aggressive. You see where I'm going with that? Yeah, the comparison to Lauri Markkanen will always be drawn. These guys are stretch forwards from the EuroLeague, but yeah, Marko Simonovic is more of a 5 anyway. I don't think the Lauri Markkanen comparison was always fair to him. Marko plays differently. He's not the same kind of athlete necessarily as Lauri Markkanen, but he's a very smart player, and I really like his mindset. Like I said, he was aggressive. He was attacking the rim. He was playing under the basket, looking for putbacks, looking for offensive rebounds. Not the best defender, obviously. Like I said, he did get posterized pretty badly. Very much so a welcome to the Summer League moment. But the confidence to go up and try to block a shot like that, yeah, I'll continue the Lauri Markkanen comparison. Lauri Markkanen never did that shit. Lauri Markkanen was not engaged on defense like that. And Marko is there's a physical wall that he's gonna have to get over at some point. Mentally, he's there. Mentally, he looks like he's ready to play in the regular season. Physically, yeah, he's going to have to catch up to the physicality of the NBA. Maybe learned a lesson today. Maybe against guys more athletic than you don't go up for a shot like that. But with that said, he was crafty. He was able to get to the rack. I really enjoyed watching him try all of those dunks. He's going to make one eventually. The fact that he tried it so frequently, I think he had 3 or 4 attempts. He's going to make one of those one day, and it's going to be a highlight reel play. He ended up with 13 points in 15 minutes. And once again, I keep saying it, I'm going to get to the second half, but the first half was really strong for him. He didn't play a lot in the second half. The minutes were kind of weird, but as I said earlier, every minute he was out there, it felt like he was making an impact, and it felt like he was engaged offensively. That's awesome. I love seeing it. I think he attempted a 3 and he missed it, but that was not the game that he was playing. We know he can shoot. We're well aware that he can shoot. That's one of the biggest strengths of his coming out of, Mega Soccer Bet that he was playing for before. Yeah, we know he can shoot, but I can't stress it. We really need a guy in our front court who can not bang down low necessarily, but is smart and crafty at the rim, likes to play inside, is able to get putbacks, is able to get boards. And maybe he'll become stronger. Maybe he'll become quicker. He did look pretty fast, I'll say. It's not that he looks slow. It's just, he's not a supreme athlete like some of these guys are, and that's okay. That's not his game, but he's intelligent and he plays with feel. That was another thing that really stood out to me with Marko Simonovic is feel. He looks like he belongs. He looks like he's ready to crack the rotation for the Bulls right now, and we need that. So the fact that he looks so ready is really, really awesome for our chances with our front court depth. He's definitely projected as more of a 5 than anything. I don't know how he would look at the 4. We didn't really get to see any post-ups or anything like that from him. We'll see. He did have a nice defensive play that turned into a fast break. And then he got fouled and went to the free throw line. So we'll see. I don't know how he projects as a 4. I really don't see it right now. That could change, obviously. Maybe improves on his core strength. Could maybe play a little more in the post. But for now, he's got lanky, long arms, and he uses them really well. Once again, I use the word crafty. He times his jumps really well to get rebounds. When he had the ball in his hands and he was running to the rim, there was a point where he did a little layup that I really liked. He kind of adjusted his body. So good stuff from Marko Simonovic. Feeling really good about that. And then sneakily, someone after Patrick Williams had such a great first half, the guy who might have had the best game for the Bulls ended up being Devon Dodson, who was actually kind of quiet in the first half. It was kind of a tale of two halves. He was scoring like a madman. I mean, that's his game. He is a true point guard who wants to have the ball in his hands and drive the lane. The comparison to a guy like Derrick Rose will be natural for a point guard who likes to drive the lane like that. That's kind of our main point of reference for point guards in Chicago. But he also hit, I think, a 3 or 2. I don't know if he hit 2. I know he hit 1. Something that I was really impressed with was his ability to get rebounds. Devon Dodson's short, but he was really aggressive pursuing rebounds, specifically offensive rebounds and second chance opportunities, which I was really blown away by. I didn't know that that was part of his game. So that was really cool to see. He seems to be very, very engaged on offense. He really wants to put the ball in the hoop. And like I said, he's got those crafty layups. He's fast. He's really, really fast. So a lot of good stuff from Devon Dodson for depth from the guard position. Not that we're really lacking in that regard, but the more the merrier. Defensively, Devon Dodson is not great. He sometimes gets lost on assignments. He's not the most aware of what to do on switches, which is young point guard, something that might be able to be developed. Not really sure. Yeah, it's just not really his game. He's like a spark plug. I would say the more appropriate comparison for him would be like Nate Robinson, which he doesn't shoot the 3 necessarily the same way Nate did, but similar kind of energy, similar kind of play style. I could definitely see Devon Dodson being a spark plug off the bench at some point in his career. So like what I saw from him, definitely more to be desired on defense, but Summer League, I'll default to that. Summer League. So the other guy that we need to talk about from the guard position is Ayo Dosunmu. Now Ayo had an up and down game. If you watched it, you might not have even noticed he was out there sometimes. He showed some flashes. There was a couple plays where he made some good moves to the rack. He got in for a score. I don't remember how many points he ended up finishing with, if it was any more than that. There was a couple nice passes. But for the most part, it felt like he wasn't playing the right position. And this is what I kept alluding to earlier with the coaching. The lineups and the rotations felt a little off. And this is Summer League. I understand that these games aren't being coached the same way a regular season game would be coached. But Ayo Dosunmu is definitely, going along with Devon Dodson, a point guard. He's a combo guard, but he wants the ball in his hands. And when he was playing off ball, it was almost like he was playing on the wing, and it just looked wrong. It didn't look like his game. When he got the ball in his hands, he didn't really know what to do with it, because he was getting the ball in his hands when plays were breaking down. I feel like he should have the ball in his hands with a set play. That's what I'd like to see more from Ayo Dosunmu, is like him running the offense. So I wasn't really impressed with Ayo necessarily, but first Summer League game, defensively he did show some good signs. Defense was bad for the Bulls top to bottom though. I'm not gonna harp too much on Devon Dodson for his lack of defense, and Ayo in the second half looked really gassed. And that's the other thing I was gonna bring up with the coaching. Patrick Williams played 35 minutes. Ayo Dosunmu was playing heavy minutes too, and they looked visibly tired. Ayo was not as quick as we've known him to be in the second half. He definitely looked gassed, he just had his hands on his knees a lot. His shot was flat. There wasn't a lot of lift in his shot or even in his layups. So same thing with Patrick Williams. I just felt like they looked really tired, and it was okay, you can take them out now. We got other guys we want to see, and they didn't get taken out. They kept playing. So that was kind of strange for me. And I feel like that was detrimental to Ayo's potential in this game. It felt like he was playing out of position, and he was getting too much run when clearly he needed a rest. So it didn't feel like it was a conducive environment for him to succeed. Which kind of leads me to my bigger point. It was just, the rotations just kind of sucked. The rotations weren't good. I did not like the coaching tonight. I thought that there was a lack of balance in the lineup. I'd really like to see them maybe shake up the starting lineup for the next game tomorrow. Maybe start Dodson and have Ayo come off the bench. something like that, I feel like might be a better option. Yeah, just wasn't blown away by the starting lineup. I didn't like the coaching. I guess I'll just leave it at that. There's not a lot to say about coaching because it's Summer League once again, but you can definitely do better. And I think, at least I hope, we'll see more of like guys like Tyler Bay and Troy Baxter Jr., who Troy Baxter Jr. had like a really athletic highlight reel block on defense, which I told you guys in my preview video. Dude's a highlight reel. You're going to see more highlights from him. That's not the last you'll see, but definitely would have liked to see more of him in the game, more minutes for him. Some stray observations before I let you guys get out of here. It's a Summer League game. I don't want to overanalyze it, but Ethan Thompson, dude's a bucket. He was hitting threes. I want to see him get more involved too. Dude can score. Omari Spellman, he displayed some of the poor traits that we had talked about in the last video. He was playing pretty well up until the second half, and then he just started chucking threes. Just seems like sometimes he doesn't understand his role on the court. He gets, I don't know, tunnel vision, and he wants to score and he wants to put up shots when his game should be, you know, in the mid-range in the post. He has a nice face-up game. He was getting boards, you know, he was active. And then he just decided it's time to shoot some threes. And no, it wasn't good. I like it better when he uses his size to get position and crashes the boards. I think that's what he's better at, and he should not be chucking threes from the perimeter. Like I said earlier, Devon Dodson, his rebounding ability surprised me. That was pretty cool. Simi Shitu, he has energy. You guys remember Shitu. A lot of energy, good rebounder. Definitely the kind of assets that we need from the four right now, from our lack of depth at the four. Rebounding, energy, hustle. He's not a good shooter, but we don't really need him to be. We have shooters. Definitely needs to work on his defense too, but like he's already jacked. The dude's super strong. And he plays with a lot of intensity. So I really like Simi Shitu. He's the kind of guy that I feel like could end up making the Bulls roster. Maybe just as a fringe, you know, every now and then garbage time kind of player, but even still, he has that kind of energy and that kind of presence that the Bulls definitely could benefit from in the front court. Yeah, I mean, there's not a whole lot to talk about other than, you know, outside of like Pat, Marko, and Devon. The other guys really didn't get involved. It was just kind of them doing their thing. Let Ethan Thompson cook. The dude's a bucket, like I said. Get him some more touches. And then overall, I'll give a shout out to the Pelicans. They played a really tough game. Their defense was really good. They used strong defense to lead to transition points. And that was probably the reason that they ran away with the game in the fourth quarter. The Bulls just couldn't buy a bucket, and that kept leading to fast break points. And the Pelicans just took advantage when they needed to. The Bulls matched their physicality in the first half, I felt like, but in the second half they looked tired, and I don't know if that's a conditioning thing. It might be a rotation thing, playing guys too many minutes. It felt like Patrick Williams didn't even sit at all in the second half. So things like that, I feel like that can all be fixed with better coaching. I'm not going to blame the players for that necessarily. And we didn't really get to see much of some of these younger guys that are coming in as undrafted free agents. Like I said, Ethan Thompson, but we barely got to see Tyler Bay. We barely got to see Troy Baxter Jr. Ryan Daly played for like 2 minutes. We could see more from those guys. I'd like to see more from those guys. Pat, obviously, I want him to keep getting rep. He needs to keep getting reps. He said that himself in the post-game press conference. He wants to keep getting reps, so he should definitely keep getting reps. But not to the detriment of his stamina. Like, if he's tired, let the guy sit. There's plenty of other guys that we could take a look at. These games, once again, do not matter a whole lot, but there are things that we can take away from them. And that, my friends, is my review of the first game of Summer League for the Bulls. Once again, I don't want to harp on it too much and spend too much time over analyzing a game that will be, a fart in the wind. And in the grand scheme of things, no one's going to remember this game in 2 months, 2 years. So not super important, but I did like what I saw from Pat, Marko, and Devon, and plenty of things to improve upon tomorrow when the Bulls take on the Spurs. So I will talk to you guys then. We will do maybe a live stream. I don't know. That game's going to be later in the day, so hopefully I'll be off of work and I can do a live stream. Couldn't live stream today. I was working, but maybe tomorrow we'll revisit that. Thank you guys again for watching. If you want to hit that subscribe button, I'd greatly appreciate it. If you want to join the super fan club, I'd appreciate that even more. I'll personally thank you. I'll come to your house and shake your hand. That is part of the fan club experience. So $4.99 a month, consider joining it, and we will talk very soon.